You see, in army, we always say that there is three types of seniority.
Yes.
Now, one is seniority of rank. When a young lieutenant joins the unit, now he is a commissioned officer.
Yes.
So that means he's senior to all the junior commissioned officers, JCO rank officers that we say. He is senior to all other ranks, that is up to Havaldar also. Right? Then you see the age of Subedar Major. He is supposed to be the senior most in the non junior commissioned rank.
Yes, sir.
Right? So his age is maybe about 55, 56 years. And a young lieutenant who is joining is 21, 22. My point was, if you respect the Subedar Major or anyone else who's got more service than you,
Yes.
and if you respect the person who's got more age than yours or more experience than yours, then definitely they will respect you for the rank that you're carrying.
Hello, viewers. On today's session, today we'll be covering major doubts associated with SSB. And before we move forward, let me tell you that we have very special guest with us today, Colonel Pradeep Balia, sir. He has actually achieved things which personally I have only dreamt of. He commanded Madras Regiment, Indian Army. He's ex-interviewing officer, served years, helicopter pilot, and I am a Bangalore alumni. Been head HR for five-star hotel chain for 4 years, and the list does not end here, guys. He is now the director of Defense Aspirant Academy, Jalandhar, and he's constantly guiding aspirants for the SSB interview, and more than 250 candidates have been recommended to you. Sir, I have to say this, that I have always wanted to interact with you, and I have been an ardent follower of your profile on Quora platform, and it's totally an honor having you with us, sir, and we welcome you on the Career Tribe platform.
Thank you, Sahil.
Sir, there are never-ending doubts of aspirants when we talk about SSB, and we have major questions, and we need your guidance in the same. Moving forward to the question, sir. The first question says that can one crack SSB on his or her first attempt without going to any coaching centers, and will he or she be confident enough to face the SSB with only the knowledge that he or she gains from the internet and experiences shared by the friends?
Okay, this is a question that most of the candidates have in their mind, that if
Yeah.
it's a personality test, why should we undergo any coaching? And
Yeah.
then they say coaching will spoil our natural flavor, and rightly so. So let
Yes.
me elaborate on this. And before I do that, let's see what is it that Army is looking for. Army is looking for an average, above average person who's got all-round developed qualities. When I say all-round developed qualities, I mean he should do fairly well in academics. He should have also participated in games and sports. He should have maybe participated in extracurricular, co-curricular activities. So that is a kind of all-round development of the personality. Now, what SSB is looking for is this kind of a personality. But
Yes.
do each one of us have that personality? We don't have ideal personality. Each one of us has got certain strong areas, but we also have certain weak areas. Now, if you correct those weak areas and then go, your chances to get recommended improve.
Yes.
Right? We go for IAS, we take coaching. We go for NEET examination, we take coaching.
Yes.
MBA, you do take coaching. 12th class, 11th class, tuitions, coaching. But when it comes to SSB, why do you put a barricade in front of you saying that everything will get spoiled?
Yeah.
Only thing that we are doing is putting you through these tests, checking you out from SSB point of view as to where you lack something. And if we correct that, there is no reason why you won't be recommended. Yes, you can say which are the places that you should not attend. Those who will spoil your natural flavor. Those who take more than maybe 10 candidates in a group, they will give a generalistic view of things and they will not specifically tell you a problem. Those who do not put you through a full interview of 35, 40 minutes, that means he has not checked you out individually, so he'll not be able to give you the weaknesses that you have. Those who do this individual obstacles and GTO tasks online, because you cannot do this online,
Yeah, yeah,
right? So if you are going to a place which is crowded with people and doing all this, what I have mentioned, then you are definitely at the wrong place. Otherwise, coaching is not a bad word. At SSB, we do not take a negative view of this. But if you feel you have an ideal personality, yes, you can go and take a chance. But if you do not get recommended, you lose 6 months, which is
right.
hell of a lot of cost to pay. And also, you not only have to crack the SSB, you have to crack it with good percentage of marks because you have to figure in the merit list also.
Yes,
Imagine you pass the written exam, you get through SSB, you get through medical, and then someone tells you, no, you've not made it in merit list, you have to do all this all over again.
yes,
So that will be horrible.
yeah, sir.
But
Totally
as
agree.
I said earlier, if you have ideal personality, go ahead, you can do it.
Yeah, okay. Sir, while if someone is in GD and if a fish market like situation arises in GD, what can one do to evade that situation, especially if someone is an introvert like I am, sir?
Okay, firstly, fish market does not happen.
Yes,
We want to create fish market there. Now, some of you may
yes,
be surprised that why would SSB like to create a fish market? You see,
yes,
if GTO says everyone will speak in their own turn, no one will interfere, I'm sure candidates would follow that and there'll be
yes,
no fish market. But let me also say that our real character comes out when we are annoyed, when we know that no one is watching us. Then you see a person, observe him, then you will find the real.
sir.
Here
Yeah,
what's happening. Here what's happening is I can't make you fight with each other. But
yes,
what I can do is I can create a situation where candidates feel a little frustrated. They feel no one is listening to us. They will come to the point where they want to hold the collar of the next person, but they're not, able to. So
yeah,
that
sir.
frustration gives us glimpses of the candidate sitting there. So fish market, we want that to happen at SSB. That's why it happens. Now your second part was what should introverts do?
Yes,
Firstly, let me tell you, introverts are more intelligent, more meticulous. They are very methodical people. If I tell you this guy, uh, Rishi Kapoor's son,
yes.
what's his name? You will
Ranbir Kapoor. Yes,
Ranbir Kapoor, Deepika
yes, sir.
Padukone, they are self-declared uh, introverts,
Yeah,
and they are in the world of showbiz, isn't it?
yeah, sir.
So this is not a weakness. It's not a weakness. The only thing is, if you feel a little shy in breaking conversation with people, force yourself to do it initially. Every day, meet some stranger and take this conversation forward, and then you'll be able to break this barrier of being introvert. And I don't think you are introvert, Sahil, because you took that initiative. You interacted with me. You got
Yes.
me on this interview. I don't put you in that category. But yes, if some of them are introverts, then they can take this measure of being proactive, and you will get over it.
Okay. Okay. Fresher goes through a tough process, sir, when it comes to performing different tasks given in SSB. And how can one remain calm and collected when GTO is constantly putting pressure on you?
You see, you want to go to a profession which is in a business of war,
Yeah.
and the atmosphere is very tense. So we can't create the same atmosphere here, but at least I would like to see how candidates perform under a bit of pressure, right? Because you have to bear much more than this. I am just wanting to see whether you have that thing in you to absorb the pressure or no, or withstand the pressure or no. So when GTO, after giving you a couple of seconds or maybe a minute, he says, "Okay, commander, what's the plan?" So he's basically trying to push you. Okay, bata mere ko kya ho raha hai? So now either you have a plan or you don't have a plan. These are the only
Yes.
two things that can happen. If you have a plan, I'm sure you will try and explain to him, "This is the plan that I have, sir." And if you don't have a plan, then I can give you a tip, maybe. you have a rope which is given to you. And
Yes.
let me assure you, this rope is not required for 99% of the tasks in GTO. So pick up that rope, pretend to tie it somewhere, but actually you're not tying, but you are buying time to think of the plan that GTO is likely to ask you. Moment you get that thought process, leave that rope and follow that plan that you have. Because ultimately, another thing is people would, immediately pick up a phatta or a balli or a, rope, and they will start doing something or the other without having a proper plan with you. Now, in a GTO task, you are supposed to go across to the other side, and you are supposed to uh, complete the missing links of the bridge.
Yes.
Then only you'll be able to go there.
Yes.
Before you pick up and start implementing something, have the entire plan in your mind. Think for about 15 seconds that you've been able to complete all the missing links, then get down to working on it. Then no one will stop you. Then GTO will also, even if he asks you, you'll be able to explain.
Yes.
Problem starts when we get into action without having a plan with us. And all those people who do this, after 30 seconds, you will find they'll be standing in a corner behind because they failed and somebody else took over.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Sir, it is said that we must be truthful to our interviewing officer. And sir, are we really required to get into details if we are asked about one's girlfriend? And at that point, if someone is lying, then how are lies caught at an interview, sir?
You see, normally speaking, we do not ask about girlfriends and boyfriends.
Yeah.
Boyfriends, for sure, we don't ask the girls. We don't want to put them in a tight spot.
Yes, sir.
But at times, to boys, this question is asked. But we try and avoid it. But still, at times, some interview officers do ask. Now, you see, you must remember what is the aim of this. Now, suppose I ask you, Sahil, do you have a girlfriend? And in a very smiling and a jovial mode. And what happens is the candidates start thinking that interviewing officer is their friend,
Yeah, sir.
right? So
Yeah.
they start confiding. He'll say, Sahil, you're very handsome. I'm sure you must have had some girlfriends. And then you get a booster. You say, oh, yes, sir. I have had
Yeah.
3 of them. And it's not very difficult making a girlfriend. Uh, so now I'm having the fourth girlfriend. Oh, that's really? So how is it possible that you can make girlfriends, so easily? Yes, sir, that's what God has made us for. We must enjoy the girls. No, you see, what you're trying to, you don't think about is you are trying to objectify this relationship, which can be very good. If you
Yes.
have a girlfriend, you have a long-term plan of getting married to her after you get a job, there is nothing wrong in that. But if you're using it, if you're giving it out in a manner that using that person for your pleasures and then you want to dump, then that is not a very good trait of your character.
Yes.
So it is from that point of view that we say that it's better to say that you don't have a girlfriend. Kaam hi khatam. Bolo sir, jab tak job nahi milti hai, I don't want to get into this. I
Yes.
do have some friends, but I have not got into a serious relationship. But if you have one, and if you have a genuine relationship and you want to convey it as such, there is no harm done. No one will take it negative.
Okay, sir. So the second part, how are lies caught at an interview, sir?
Okay. You see, let me give you an example.
Yes.
Suppose I ask you, Sahil, how do you keep yourself physically fit?
Yeah.
And you say, sir, I run 2 kilometers every day.
Yes.
Fair. Whatever a candidate says, we as interviewing officers tend to take it as a truth, unless proved otherwise. Right? So I
Yes.
believe you when you say that you run 2 kilometers every day. Correct? Then I ask you, how much time do you take to cover those 2 kilometers? You say, sir, 30 minutes. Now, anyone who runs will know that 2 किलोमीटर जाने में 30 मिनट नहीं लगते. वो तो
जी, sir.
पैदल भी पहुंच के कुछ टाइम बच जाएगा, right?
जी.
So that means there's something wrong. Either he's telling a lie or सब कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. He leaves it at that. Gets down to interview further aspects of it. And then after some time, he asks you, okay, Sahil, what is your daily routine from the time you get up till the time you go to bed in the night? And in that, this 2 kilometer never comes. Now it is confirmed कि ये बिल्कुल बेवकूफ बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा था. And
Yes.
as you know, interviewing officer would never tell you that you were wrong. he will always keep smiling and he will note down this candidate has a habit of lying. So वहां पे कहानी खत्म हो जाएगी.
Okay. Sir, what actually makes the first impression of the candidate? And sir, also I've been hearing that when a candidate enters the room for the interview, the assessors somehow get to know about certain qualities by his way of opening the door, by the way he enters, the way by he walks, and the way he sits. So is that true, sir?
You see, most of the interviewing officers, you will find the door will not be closed. There will be only a curtain and you enter inside, right?
Oh,
Unless
yeah.
you're going to the president of the board who's got a, Major General Saab and his office is big and you have to open the door and go inside, then of course, you may have to open the door. But grant the interviewing officer the amount of experience that he has. Like I have done about 5,000 interviews so far. So when a candidate enters, it may be the first impression that, maybe he's well groomed, he's dressed up nicely, he's taking permission, coming and sitting nicely. But remember, that is only the impression. Impression
Yes.
means it's not confirmed. Initially, I am getting some good vibes, but that is not instrumental in selection of a candidate.
Yes.
It is just, building of the ground. So then subsequently, suppose he proves otherwise, then naturally he'll be rejected. But if he builds on it and candidate comes out to be substantially good also, then obviously he'll be recommended. So impressions, initial impressions, yes, they are there. But then interviewing officers are trained to guard against this initial impressions affecting the selection.
Okay.
So on these initial impressions, you will never be recommended. It can be a good initial impression to start with. That's it.
Okay. Sir, is the interview more aligned towards psych test or GTO? And continuing forward, how to improve the psych test, sir?
Okay, now this is like this. Now, when you go to the GTO
Yes.
and he takes you for that command task, he puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Well done, commander." And you feel elated. And GTO is, a young major or a lieutenant colonel. So you find he's your age, and then he's dressed up also in, jeans and sports shoes and t-shirt, goggles and all. So you feel that, he's my friend. He can't do anything wrong with me.
Yeah.
When you meet the interviewing officer, he's in civil dress, an elderly person who's always smiling and never says you're giving a wrong answer. So ye bhi kuch galat nahi kar sakta. The only devil is that you've not seen, and that is the psych. So
Yes.
any problem that a candidate has, they tend to put on the psychologist. कि अगर
Yeah.
कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ है तो psychologist ने ही किया है.
Yes.
But let me break this myth. In the SSB, there are three assessors. You have interviewing officer, GTO, and psychologist. All three are absolutely equal. They carry equal power, equal weightage, equal marks. And it never happens that a GTO has not recommended, psych has not recommended, and interviewing officer being senior can say, okay, I want to recommend this candidate, and both of say, okay, sir, please recommend it. That never happens.
Yes.
Everyone stands his ground, and that's how there are three people. Even if one goes wrong, at least two are there to rectify the mistake. So it's the equal weightage, and it doesn't happen that rank pulls there. No, there are no weightages for interviewing officer.
Okay. Sir, there are times when an aspirant is unable to answer all the questions asked in the rapid fire round, or sometimes the answers are not in the sequence. Sir, what does this represent, sir? And is it really a problem?
You see, you asked two aspects of it. One is he's given you volley of questions, what you people fondly call rapid fire.
Yeah.
So it's basically he's asking you 10, 12 things in that. I want to know what is your kind of capacity to listen and understand. What is your grasp, right? Somebody will cover maybe 90% of it and then say, sir, have I forgotten anything? Somebody will cover just about 30-40% and say, sir, have I forgotten anything? Somebody will cover just one thing and say, okay, sir, what else had you asked? So now you can grade them as it is that you feel like. Second aspect you said was how should you answer this? The sequence doesn't matter. Even if you gone a little up or down, that doesn't make a difference. But to my mind, there are only three ways you can answer a question. If you are asked a question, firstly is you know the answer. If you know the answer, then you confidently give out that answer, right?
Yes.
Second is you do not know the answer. Then you politely say, sir, I am sorry, I do not know the answer. So then he can ask you something else. But if you
Yes.
give him a wrong answer, and then he will not leave you till he proves that you are wrong, right? And third way is you know the answer, but you are doubtful. Then you take a preemptive bail, say that, sir, I am not sure, but I think this is the answer. So that if you are wrong, he doesn't, push you to the wall. So these are the only three ways you should answer a question, right?
Okay.
And sequence does not matter much. Even if it's, gone up or down a little, it's okay.
Okay. Sir, I have read all of your answers on Quora, and for the viewers, I would like you to please repeat one of your answers. Sir, there you explained the answer with a very beautiful instance, and the question was, who is more powerful in the Indian Army, a Subedar Major or a lieutenant in the Army, sir? So please, if you could repeat that.
Yeah, I got a very nice appreciation on this answer by no less than Lieutenant General Atta Hasnan.
Yes.
He felt that it was very well answered. You see, in army, we always say that there is three types of seniority.
Yes.
Now, one is seniority of rank. When a young lieutenant joins the unit, now he's a commissioned officer.
Yes.
So that means he's senior to all the junior commissioned officers, JCO rank officers that we say. He is senior to all other ranks, that is up to Havaldar also, right? So he's senior. So for that, he will get saluted because he is a commissioned officer. Everyone has to salute.
Yes.
Now, if you see the Subedar Major of the Paltan, now he's got almost 30 years service. 30 years of service put in, right? Whereas a new commissioned officer, when he joins the unit, he joins after 21 days of leave. So it is his 22nd day in the unit, 22nd day in the army, right?
Yes, sir.
So he's got 22 days of service vis-a-vis 30 years of service. So Subedar Major is senior to him as far as service is concerned.
Yes.
Then you see the age of Subedar Major. He is supposed to be the senior most in the junior commissioned rank.
Yes, sir.
Right. So his age is maybe about 55, 56 years. And a young lieutenant who is joining is 21, 22. See, he is senior to you as far as age is concerned. So my point was, if you respect the Subedar Major or anyone else who's got more service than you,
Yes.
and if you respect the person who's got more age than yours or more experience than yours, then definitely they will respect you for the rank that you're carrying. But if you feel that they should respect you without you respecting them for these two, then you are mistaken. In that only I had said that you will get the salute because you are a senior officer being a commissioned officer. But respect in that salute will come if you prove yourself to your command that you deserve it. And that will happen if you respect them for these two things, then you will find they will also respect you for your rank.
Okay, that was really beautifully answered, sir, because I wanted the viewers to know this because it carries a very beautiful message, sir. And, sir, now moving towards the final question, and obviously a very important one. What things in a candidate will surely impress the IO, and what, according to you, are the qualities one must have in order to ace the SSB, sir?
You see, firstly, do not unnecessarily give out information that he is not asked.
Yes.
Reply to the point. Whatever has been asked, give that reply only and give it honestly. My simple thing is like I asked you, how do you keep yourself physically fit? And you
Yes.
said running 2 kilometers. Now, and also you had said that, I take half an hour, right? So
Yes.
what is the correct answer for that 2 kilometers run?
So Like 15 minutes.
How
Sir.
much time? How much?
15, sir. 15 minutes.
No. Sahil, correct answer is start running 2 kilometers.
Oh.
For you, it may be 15. For me, it may be 17. Somebody else, it may be 16. If you start running 2 kilometers, then you don't have to tell a lie. Now you
Yes.
can tell him which clothes you wear and go, how many girls you find on route, how many poles are there, how many trees are there. You can tell everything because you're actually doing it.
Yes. Sir.
So do not tell a lie. Tell honestly, speak to the point, always bear a smile on your, we always try to dress up nicely, but the best cloth to wear is the smile. So you should
Smile.
not leave that out.
Yes.
Always carry a smile with you, be jovial and be natural. Whatever you want to convey to him, then you actually start doing it. So you don't have to tell a lie. And then you
Yes.
play on the front foot. Cricket में बोलते हैं ना, playing
Yes,
on
sir.
front foot. That means not holding yourself back. So if you have an answer, give it up. If you want to participate in GTO wholehearted. There is a group discussion, do participate in that. Don't bother what others will think. You give your viewpoint genuinely, not for unnecessarily fingering others, but you genuinely feel about that point, do give it up. And then you
Yes.
will find you will get recommended without much effort. And again, let me repeat it at the cost of, let me say it at the cost of repetition, that if you feel that you don't carry an ideal personality, do take professional guidance. It doesn't harm.
Yes. Okay. Sir, thanks for clearing out our doubts, sir. It was wonderful interacting with you. Thanks for all the time, and I hope you had great experiences being with us on Career Tribe, sir.
Same here, Sahil. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thanks. Thanks for your words, sir. Jai Hind, sir.